Hey guys, y'all know what it is. This is my on the way home from work, Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so the episode picks up, where they left off from last week, where Nene walks in, and she sits straight next to Kenya, and Cynthia continues what she was saying about, how she and Mike felt some type of way about about Kenya possibly ruining their moment, their big engagement moment, by coming up to Cynthia blabbing off at the mouth, talking about, I think Mike's gonna propose. I think he's gonna propose today. And Kenya was all like, I would die before I ruin a moment like that. I would just die. So being all dramatic and shit. But so basically, Cynthia was like, well, but thank goodness the surprise was not ruined, but it was just, you know what I'm saying, that just knowing that you would speak up and make it a possible chance that you would even ruin it or whatever. So, Kenya was like, well, I'll receive that or whatever. So basically, Cynthia was able to say what she needed to say, and Kenya accepted it, and they moved forward from that part of the conversation. So Tanya chimes in, and she's like, well, I wish I had known, I would love to have been there. And so they all started talking about how beautiful the moment was, and all Nene could do is sit there, and feel awkward as hell and out of place for the moment, because, she wasn't there at the engagement party, because, her and Cynthia had that little petty beef going on. So then, what happened? So then then Tanya realizes, it's 9 o'clock. It's time for us to go. So they had to get on so they can go to the King and Queen showcase. And so, they all started to skedaddle. They all started to get up or whatever and get themselves together so they can go ahead and go. And Giovanna gives Nene a hug or whatever. And then Candy gives her a hug. They the only two that really kind of, greet her or whatever since she came in the door. And then the rest of them hoes, they was just like, we out, you know what I'm saying? So they all left or whatever. They all went. So they went to the thing. They went to the event. And they all had a good time or whatever. And so after the showcase, a few of the girls, decided to go back to the hotel room and just kind of hang out a little bit in the suite. So it was Marlo, Candy, Nene, and Giovanna or whatever. So they go sit down or whatever in the suite or whatever. And they got snacks and everything, just kind of hanging out, lounging or whatever, while the other girls went back to their room to get their beauty rest or call they men or whatever they was gonna do. So Candy's ass like, Nene, why was you so quiet all day or whatever? I hate when somebody do that. Like, maybe she wasn't quiet. I just hate when somebody do that. Maybe she just wanted to sit back and just shut the fuck up and just observe or whatever, or feel everybody's energy. I hate when somebody act like just because you ain't coming in talking or whatever, something got to be wrong or whatever. But anyway, she was like, why you come in or whatever? She was like, you came in, you was acting a little quiet or whatever. And she was like, hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. So Nene was just like, well, I didn't know what the conversation was about when I first walked in. I didn't know what y'all were talking about. I'm sorry, I hate when my hair be in my face. She was like, I hate when it be like a little strand, just irritating as fuck. So Nene was like, well, I didn't know what y'all were talking about, when I walked in or whatever. She was like, but I know it was something about Kenya ruining the surprise or whatever. So then they started talking about that for a second. So Candy was like, yeah, I just didn't understand why she would do something like that, I just didn't understand why she would do that. So Nene, eating her bag of chips or whatever, she was like, did you tell Kenya how she ruined Marlo's surprise or whatever? Or she was like, yeah, did you tell how she ruined Marlo's moment or whatever? And so Candy was just like, yeah, I was in the process of telling her that at Marlo's event, but then Marlo came over there and bit my head off or whatever. So Marlo was like, well, no, you know what, Candy, what it was with Cynthia that bothered me was when we were talking, when we met up a one-on-one, she was like, I asked Cynthia, basically, did she think that what Kenya did was wrong? And Cynthia really wasn't admitted. Cynthia was just like, well, I wouldn't have done that. But she would not say Kenya was wrong. My thing with Cynthia is sometimes she be up people's asses. I don't know. Cynthia have a followers type of disposition about herself to me at times. You know, like she's a follower, like she just can't help herself. Ever since she came on the damn show, I remember how she was up Nene's ass. You know what I'm saying? Just making little childish little best friend notes and shit like that. Like she just seemed like she has to cling on to somebody. I don't know, because I'm tripping off her and Eva. Like, how the fuck are they like the bestest of friends right now? It's so fucking stupid. It's just like, I don't know. She gets with people and she be like, I don't know. She just seemed. Is Cynthia like codependent or some shit? Huh. I just thought about that. Maybe she's a codependent person. Because if you think about it, she's always in a relationship, you know, like, where, you know, she's always with someone. And then if it's not a man she's with, she's clinging on to somebody. Huh. Maybe I just discovered something. I don't know. But, so Candy starts questioning, no. So, I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so Candy says, well, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get myself together. Let me get on track. Okay. So then Candy go ahead and asks Nene, like, well, shit, you know, since we talking or whatever, how the hell did your letter make it to B. Scott's blog or whatever? So, Nene like, well, I don't know. She was like, I didn't do it. She was just like, basically like, shit, didn't Cynthia lose the letter at one point? Then she found it. So basically, Nene blamed the shit on Kenya. She said it was Kenya. You know what I'm saying? Kenya leaked the shit to B. Scott or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that, because if I don't know. That just sounds stupid. Whatever the case, it sounds stupid. Because how would it leak? How you gonna lose the letter then find it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just don't sound right. So anyway. They so after that, you know what I'm saying, they go ahead and go to get their uniforms and get their uniforms tried on for, you know, for the carnival, whatever, or Caravana. Yeah, carnival, Caravana, whatever. So they go do that, and while they're all changing, you know what I'm saying, for getting their stuff on, Eva said that she wouldn't be there the next day because she had to go to she had to go somewhere, I forgot. Nene said she wasn't gonna be there the next day because she has to go to her she has to go to a comedy show she was hosting in Dallas or something like that. So as they're sitting there talking and stuff and getting ready, girl, Yvonne didn't shave her motherfucking coochie. What the fuck? Like, why? How you gonna travel and not shave your damn vajayjay, girl? Whatever. So then Cynthia, Nene's like, well, Eva, can I talk to you for a minute? And they all kind of looking like, like, what's about to pop off? So, you know, Eva comes over there to Nene and she's like, you know, I want to talk about, you know, basically they want to talk about what's been going on between them. And so they start to refer back to the last season. Y'all remember when Eva was being accused of living above her means, and you know, it was alleged that she had a lot of financial issues going on. And y'all remember when the cameras were rolling, but Eva had left the restaurant and she said she didn't want to talk to nobody on camera, and that she wanted to talk to Nene, her friend at the time or whatever. She wanted to talk to her one-on-one. No cameras, no recordings or nothing. But Nene came with the audio recording anyway, and so Eva got mad about that. So then they had a little fallout about that. So Eva told Nene, like, you know what was going on with me at the time and how much that meant to me or whatever. And so Nene was like, yeah, you're right. So Nene and her, you know, Nene apologized. She told her she was sorry if she hurt her feelings or whatever, and they hugged it out, and that was that. So what else happened after that? Okay, so then I cannot believe Yvonne forgot to shave her cha-cha, honey. I cannot believe that. So anyway, the next stop was the CN Tower, okay? So Tanya takes them to the CN Tower, and they all go there. Like, some of them have their reservations, like, oh my gosh, we're going way up there. Because I guess, well, you know, it's a building that's way at the top, way very, very, very high. You know what I'm saying? So Nene and Eva didn't go. Nene, honey, I was surprised Nene was afraid of heights like she was. You know what I'm saying? And she was acting all damn, she was just being extra, screaming and shit like she was on a damn roller coaster when her and Eva was going up the damn elevator. Girl, bye. So, Nene's out to the side while they're inside checking in to, you know, get ready to go to the top of the roof or whatever. And while they're checking in, Nene's out to the side. And so Candy and, you know, Candy, Portia, and, you know, the rest of them, they're off to the side or whatever. Yvonne and all them, they're off to the side. And they're like, Candy's like, well, you know, you missed what happened. You know, Candy and, no, damn, I'm getting everybody's names mixed up. Shit. Candy's like, well, you know, you missed it. She was telling Portia that she missed it, that even Nene made up. And so they're like, oh, okay. And you know, they were asking like, was she sincere? And then Eva was like, well, I couldn't see her eyes. She had on sunglasses, but you know, I think she was sincere or whatever. So they were just like, oh, okay. So Yvonne had something to say. She was just like, well, why does it seem like it take forever for her to make up with you guys? But you know, she was saying something along the lines of that. And then I don't know, Portia just seemed like she's not here for Nene for real. So anyway, what the hell else happened? So, honey, the other girls, so they went on up to the top of the damn building or whatever. They 1,168 feet high, honey. That is high as fuck. So they go up there, whatever. Nene and Eva stay back and they go sit down and have something to eat or whatever. So Eva started talking to Nene like, you know, I know there's a few other girls in this clique or whatever, this crew, whatever, that deserves a conversation from you. So Nene's like, well, as far as Portia took our text messages that we got, you know, when they got into it or whatever, when they got into it a few months ago. She was like, Portia took those text messages and put them on social media that was not for everybody to see. And she was like talking about I was fat shaming and everything. She said she was fat before she got pregnant. That was mean and that was shady. And Eva was like, Nene, that was shade. She's like, Nene, that's mean. That's not nice. So then she was like, and as far as Kenya, me and her ain't really got shit to say to each other. She was like, me and her was never friends anyway. I could really talk about Kenya if I want to, because me and her weren't really never friends, and I really don't give a fuck. And then basically that's what she said, basically. And then she said when it came to Cynthia, it was more personal or whatever. So anyway, so that happened or whatever. So they leave CNN or whatever. They leave CNN. Portia gets a surprise bouquet of flowers from none other than Dennis, honey, her baby father. Okay, so Dennis sends her some flowers. So she's like, oh, you know, and he put a note attached talking about doggone it or whatever. I guess, you know, it's like a little play on words for him being in the doghouse or whatever. Then now he's saying he's owning his shit or whatever. Okay, so I thought it was a nice gesture, but Dennis always gives Portia, you know, sweet, nice gestures, honey. It just would have been nice if he could have kept his dick in his damn pants. You know what I'm saying? Because then that becomes a routine. You know, somebody get the fucking up and then they feel like they can just, you know, woo you and woe you and shower you with gifts and roses and shit, and then everything is back to normal with just a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? So Tanya's man pulls up, he shows up, you know, he surprises Tanya, but then he has Dennis in tow. So not only did Dennis send Portia the flowers, he went on and brought his ass out there like he told her he would when he talked to her on the phone and said, you know, he was gonna pull up on her or whatever. So Dennis is there. So what else happened? So anyway, they go to and Dennis came bearing a ring too, honey. So, you know, he's ready to get down on one bended knee again for Portia. So anyway, so they leave, so they all get ready to go to this event with Tanya's family. So on the way there, I thought this part was cute. Kenya started impersonating Tanya, and she was on point because that shit was funny as fuck. Because Tanya's energy be off the chain, honey. So then Portia impersonates motherfucking Cynthia. You know what I'm saying? And Candy impersonated Nene. I thought that was cute. She was like, yes, these legs, honey. So then Nene impersonates Cynthia. No, hold on. No, Candy impersonates Cynthia. Cynthia impersonates Marlo. That was cute. Eva impersonates Yvonne. And when Yvonne impersonated Portia, when she got to Portia, it was on point, but honey, I was cracking up at the deviled eggs part. Portia was like, well, bitch, hold on, wait a minute. I don't be going around begging motherfuckers for deviled eggs. Portia is funny, y'all. So anyway, so at the event or whatever, they all drinking or whatever, sitting on, it looked like a rooftop event or something. So then, you know, Paul walks in and he hugs Tanya, you know, they at the event or whatever. So then they go ahead and they, Portia, Candy, and Kenya decide to go get a drink off to the side at the bar. So they start talking about a snake gate or whatever. I think about it, you know what, now I think about it, this episode was kind of boring. I'm sitting up here thinking like, what the fuck? It really wasn't much happened. Didn't much happen in this episode. But anyway, so they at the end or whatever, you know, they go towards the end or whatever, so they talking or whatever. Like I said, Portia and Candy and them at the bar talking. They start talking about Snakegate. So they like, you know, it's funny to know that, you know, you sitting up here, you don't know who the hell this person was who recorded you talking shit, and they sitting amongst us, and we don't know who it is. So they call Yvonne over there, like, you know, hey, come over here, whatever. So she goes over there, like, well, what's up? So they start talking to her. She tells them that, honey, she don't see nobody in that crew that be being real. She said they always talk about being real, but that's not what she see in this crew. And they like, what? You don't? For real? What? So, I'm sorry, y'all, I had to get over real quick. Ooh-wee. So they was like, okay. So, you know, they started talking or whatever. Yvonne, they was trying to get Yvonne to tell who was the snake. They like, well, is there somebody here? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, she wouldn't say. So Portia was like, well, if you're not going to say who it is, you just as fake as that person. So they talking or whatever, back and forth or whatever. And then, what happened? It was something else that happened. Damn, it slipped my mind. I should have wrote it down. I didn't get to write that part down. Oh shit. What the hell happened? Well, basically, Dennis ended up coming up in there, okay? Dennis ended up surprising Portia, which I don't think Portia was surprised. I think Portia knew his ass was there. So then it goes out. They're going to show Dennis getting down on one knee proposing to Portia again or whatever, which we all know that they, you know what? I think I saw on the blogs they got married or something. That's what I just saw recently. But, you know. But anyway, so that was it, y'all. That was really it. It really wasn't a whole lot. I don't know what I think about this shit. I don't know. Shit, ain't really much to say. Yeah, everybody seemed to got along this episode, you know. So I don't know. But let me see, what else? It was something. I'm still trying to think of what the hell it was that I cannot think of. I know they was kind of talking back and forth with Yvonne. And yeah, that was it. Shit, fuck it. All right, y'all. Don't forget to comment and whatever, like or whatever. Don't forget to listen to my podcast, Conversations with Miss Marcy, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and things like that, honey. So, all right, y'all. Peace.